Fit Expo 2016. I'm here with the one and only Layne Norton. Paul, I can't say the fucking last name.
Revelia.
Paul Revelia and...
Hey, everybody. We got some ask these guys. First of all, I want to apologize that our casting couch is invisible, but all we could come up with. It wasn't in the budget. So, oh, hey now. Like this? I'm not used to this. Yeah, I gotta lie about it.
Play with the balls. Play with the balls.
I'm understanding now a little bit. Okay, so first question for the doctor here. I think he can handle it best. What are your thoughts on Donald Trump being elected president?
It's like, what can we do to offend as many people as possible? Well, if it came down to two terrible choices, I kind of like the idea of the guy who will be at a meeting internationally and say, yeah, well, you're fat, and his hair will poof up. So I think if we had to have one or two terrible choices, it's at least the one that's more likely to say some fucked up shit. So I'm cool with it.
There we go. There we go. There's doctor's...
My scientific analysis of the election.
There we go. Paul, what are your thoughts on Donald Trump?
I think America was just sick of not knowing what the fuck was going on, so let's bring somebody in that's not a politician, and let's just see what happens. Roll the dice. Everyone likes to go to Vegas.
There we go.
The United States just went to Vegas.
We're just...
Let's do religion next. Religion next, and then sex and gun control.
We can get to religion next. Do you believe in God?
Actually, as a scientist, you cannot disprove the existence of God. You cannot. You also cannot prove it. So it's kind of it's one of those, I don't know.
Hey, a variable, I believe.
My mother would disagree with you very strongly, sir.
From a book that was written a few decades ago, yes. Well, I'm willing to consider all the possibilities, but there is also the possibility that there's a teacup orbiting Saturn that I cannot prove doesn't exist. So I don't know.
That's definitely a possibility. Paul, when's the last time you had sex?
About a week ago, and it's because my wife and I are trying for our second child, and she hasn't.
Like romantic.
She has the app that tells us when it's best.
Your wife has an app that tells you the best time for you guys to get it on.
Yes, it basically says she's ovulating or whatever the fuck it is, and we're 1 for 1 so far. First time she said it's time to go, we got a baby. So
I imagine she's pretty mechanical about it, right? Probably like, hey, you, come here.
no, let's not talk about sex with my wife. But yeah, so last time about a week ago, and probably the next time about a month from last week.
Very cool. Both of you guys have kids, right? About the same age, correct?
Yeah. So his son's a little bit younger than mine.
9 months older.
And I have a daughter who was just born about 4 months ago. So you'll have a son or daughter that's a little bit younger than Liv, but yeah, kind of in the same growth age.
Very cool. Silent Mike's got some questions for you.
What is something you've learned in the last 2 years? The best thing you've learned?
Invent yourself and then be prepared to reinvent yourself, because shit is going to change so fast. Like just an example, who would have thought 15 years ago, Paul was telling me this, Netflix offered $1 million to be bought by Blockbuster. Blockbuster was like, we're not paying $1 million for you, and business.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, like, you have to be prepared to always be. Yeah, don't be Blockbuster. Adapt or die. So evolution's the same way with species. Like, it's not the species that's the strongest. That's, people say only the strong survive. That's not true. It's the most adaptable that survive.
I've learned over the last couple of years is do not be romantic about the way that you're doing business right now. Pay attention to what is going on and hustle your ass off. Try every platform. Try what works for you, and do the things that you enjoy the most. Don't force yourself into a situation where you're going to be doing things you don't like. More videos. He loves to write, so he writes a lot. Things like that. What about you?
I got nothing.
All right.
That's all the time we got. And check out these guys. This is Dr. Norton, and this is Paul Revelia.
My side chick.
Did I get it? Did I get it right?
Yeah, you got it right.
Also writes for Power Magazine. Make sure you check out those articles. And strength is never a weakness, and we're out.